Understanding soil chemistry means recognizing that some plant combinations create underground warfare so intense they transform fertile ground into botanical battlefields. These hellish partnerships don't just compete for resources, they actively release chemical compounds that poison soil biology, disrupt nutrient cycles, and create growing conditions so hostile that even weeds struggle to survive. As soil doctors, we must diagnose these toxic relationships before they destroy the very foundation of our gardens. Black walnut trees represent one of nature's most effective biological weapons, releasing juglone through their roots, leaves, and bark into surrounding soil. This allelopathic compound creates a toxic zone extending up to 50 feet from mature trees, where the chemical accumulates in soil particles and persists for years after the tree's removal. The juglone toxicity operates at the cellular level, disrupting plant metabolism and causing rapid wilting in susceptible species. Tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, and eggplants show immediate stress symptoms when planted in contaminated soil, developing characteristic yellowing followed by complete collapse within days of exposure. Soil testing reveals how juglone contamination affects more than just plant health. The compound inhibits beneficial soil bacteria populations while promoting pathogenic organisms that thrive in chemically stressed environments. Earthworm populations decline dramatically in juglone-affected soils, reducing natural soil aeration and organic matter cycling. The persistent nature of juglone contamination makes soil remediation challenging and time-consuming. Contaminated soil requires extensive organic matter additions and beneficial microbial inoculation to restore biological balance. Even composted walnut leaves continue releasing toxins for multiple seasons, making them unsuitable for any garden application. Eucalyptus trees function as biological desert creators, releasing powerful allelopathic compounds that sterilize soil biology and prevent understory plant establishment. These Australian natives have evolved extreme competitive strategies that devastate local soil ecosystems when planted outside their native range. The eucalyptal and other volatile compounds released by eucalyptus leaves create soil conditions hostile to mycorrhizal fungi, the crucial partnerships that support healthy plant nutrition. Without these fungal networks, soil nutrient cycling collapses, and plants become unable to access essential minerals even when they're abundant in the soil. Soil pH around eucalyptus trees often becomes extremely acidic due to the breakdown of allelopathic compounds, creating conditions unsuitable for most garden plants. The acidification process accelerates as fallen leaves accumulate, forming thick mats that physically smother competing vegetation while chemically poisoning the soil beneath. Recovery from eucalyptus contamination requires aggressive soil rehabilitation, including lime applications to neutralize acidity, massive organic matter additions, and mycorrhizal fungi reintroduction. The process can take several growing seasons to restore soil biology sufficient for normal plant growth. While individually beneficial, mint family plants become soil destroyers when allowed to establish monocultures through aggressive spreading. These vigorous herbs deplete soil nutrients faster than natural processes can replenish them, creating nutrient-deficient conditions that prevent other plants from establishing. The extensive root systems of spreading mints like spearmint and peppermint form dense mats that prevent water infiltration and soil aeration. These impermeable root barriers create anaerobic soil conditions that kill beneficial soil organisms while promoting harmful bacteria populations. Mint monocultures alter soil chemistry through continuous release of menthol and other aromatic compounds that accumulate to toxic levels over time. These chemicals inhibit seed germination and root development in competing plants, effectively sterilizing large soil areas. Soil restoration after mint invasion requires physical root removal followed by extensive composting and beneficial organism reintroduction. The aromatic compounds persist in soil for months after plant removal, requiring patience and consistent soil biology rebuilding efforts. Fennel operates as nature's herbicide factory, producing anethole and other compounds that prevent nearby plants from germinating or establishing healthy root systems. These chemicals concentrate in surrounding soil, creating dead zones where other plants simply cannot survive. The allelopathic effects of fennel extend beyond immediate neighbors, with volatile compounds traveling through soil water and affecting plants several feet away. Bean and pea family plants show particular sensitivity, with germination rates dropping to near zero in fennel-contaminated soil. Soil testing around established fennel plants reveals disrupted nitrogen cycling due to inhibited rhizobia bacteria populations. This biological disruption affects soil fertility for years after fennel removal, requiring extensive soil biology rehabilitation to restore normal nutrient cycling. Diagnosing allelopathic soil contamination requires understanding that plant symptoms often mimic nutrient deficiencies or disease problems. Healthy plants that suddenly decline near specific trees or established plantings indicate potential chemical interference rather than traditional soil problems. Soil rehabilitation from allelopathic contamination demands patience and systematic approaches. Activated charcoal applications can bind toxic compounds while extensive compost additions provide buffering capacity and beneficial organism populations needed for recovery. Professional soil testing can identify specific toxic compounds and guide remediation strategies. Understanding soil chemistry allows us to prescribe appropriate treatments rather than applying generic solutions that may prove ineffective against chemical contamination. The key to preventing these hellish plant combinations lies in understanding soil as a living system where chemical warfare can destroy biological balance. By recognizing and avoiding these toxic partnerships, we protect soil health while ensuring our gardens thrive rather than merely survive. If you found these soil-saving insights valuable, subscribe to Soil Doctor for more expert analysis of soil chemistry and plant interactions, and share this guide with fellow gardeners who need to understand the hidden chemical battles happening beneath their feet.